Well, I haven't been riding very long. I first started riding because I got talked into signing up for a charity ride, and that was for Pelotonia in Columbus, Ohio. It's a huge ride. It's for cancer research for the James Cancer Hospital. So I did that the first year, and then which was about 45 miles. And then after that, I started to get a little bit more serious about riding, and I found that I really use my riding as a way of managing my stress. Because what I do is I started getting on the bike and riding really hard, and found out that it just completely cleared my mind. I wasn't thinking about the problems of the day. I wasn't thinking about what needed to happen next. I was just really focused on just mashing pedals really hard and going as fast as I could. With After that, I signed up for Pelotonia again, but this time I signed up for the 100-mile ride. So I started riding even more, and I knew I needed to get in shape to do that. And it was kind of interesting. The 100-mile ride that I did for that Pelotonia was 2 days after I started HOK. So I flew out to Chicago, met up with Dan, then we drove down to Indianapolis, came back. I flew back to Columbus, rode 100 miles, got back on a plane, came back to Houston. It was just a kind of a crazy few days. So, and I do have a picture of that. Actually, there's this, it's this famous hill in Central Ohio called Reynolds Hill, and it's long, it's fairly steep for Ohio. You know, it's not Colorado by any means, but it's at the 80-mile point in the ride, so you're really tired when you hit it. So it's a big deal. It's pretty neat. So I've got one picture from that, but I found that especially once I came to Houston, knowing not a single person here, I knew I needed to build out some kind of social group beyond just the people that I worked with. So I was immediately looking for different bicycle groups, group rides that happen on particular days of the week. Started off riding just on Saturdays with a group out here in Sugar Land, which is near where I live now. But then through Strava, I found, other riders, people who are riding near me. They seemed to be going about the same that I was going, so I figured I could keep up with them. And with that, I kind of latched or found this group called Motherland Cycling. And it was started by a group of Nigerian immigrants. And I was the first non-Nigerian that they let ride with them. So we started riding together, and I started bringing in a bunch of other people with me into the group. And now it's an incredibly diverse group. We've got Nigerians, Jamaicans, a guy from Ecuador, a guy from China, a guy from Indonesia. Just basically we've covered the world with this particular bicycling group, and it's really, really fun. I ride with them on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. That's where the video comes from. So we meet at basically a Shell gas station at 6:30 in the morning, and we ride through the neighborhood. It's the same. Lately, it's been the same ride every time, and it's about 30 miles, and we do that before work. So I do that twice a week. And then the guy who actually videotaped this ride, his name is Virgil, but he has his own group called Fort Bend Kia. He owns Fort Bend Kia. He sponsors an actual race team. He used to be a competitive cyclist himself, and he sponsors these really large Saturday rides. When I say large, it's typically about